Søren Kierkegaard, remember the name. He was a Danish philosopher, theologian, poet, social critic, and religious author who was widely considered to be the first existentialist philosopher. His profound thoughts and writings have left an indelible mark on the world of philosophy and beyond. He is the godfather of angst, the poet laureate of dread. His works delve deep into the human psyche, exploring the complexities of existence, faith, and the individual's place in the universe. Kierkegaard's insights are as relevant today as they were in the 19th century. Why? Because he dared to stare into the abyss of existence. He confronted the profound uncertainties and anxieties that come with being human. His courage to face these existential questions head-on has inspired countless thinkers and writers, and he found it staring back. This confrontation with the abyss is not just a philosophical exercise. It's a deeply personal and transformative experience. It forces us to confront our deepest fears and insecurities. Kierkegaard, you see, diagnosed the human condition with a chillingly precise term: despair. This despair is not just a fleeting emotion, but a fundamental aspect of the human experience. It is the result of our awareness of our own limitations and the infinite possibilities that lie beyond them. Not the fleeting sadness of a rainy Tuesday, mind you. This is not the kind of despair that can be alleviated by a change in weather or a comforting word. It is a deeper, more pervasive sense of unease that permeates our very being. No, this was a deeper, more existential despair. It is the kind of despair that arises from the realization that our lives may be inherently meaningless, that our actions may ultimately amount to nothing in the grand scheme of things. It was the pervasive, gnawing realization of our own finitude, our limitations, our utter freedom in a meaningless universe. This freedom, while exhilarating, is also terrifying because it places the burden of creating meaning squarely on our shoulders. This despair, Kierkegaard argued, is not a bug in the system. It's a feature. It is an integral part of the human condition, a reflection of our unique position in the universe as beings capable of self-awareness and reflection. A sickness, yes, but a sickness unto death, in the most life-affirming sense. This despair is not something to be eradicated, but something to be understood and embraced. It is a call to action, a challenge to find meaning and purpose in a seemingly indifferent world. It is the soul's scream for something more, a yearning for meaning in a world seemingly devoid of it. This yearning is what drives us to seek out new experiences, to form connections with others, and to create art and beauty. And so, we stand on the precipice of existence, gazing into the swirling void. This void represents the unknown, the infinite possibilities that lie beyond our current understanding. It is both terrifying and exhilarating, a reminder of the vastness of the universe and our place within it. Do we succumb to the vertigo of despair? Do we allow ourselves to be overwhelmed by the enormity of the unknown, or do we find the strength to confront it head-on? Or do we, as Kierkegaard challenged us, find a way to leap? This leap is not a physical act but a metaphorical one, a leap of faith into the unknown. It is an act of courage and defiance, a refusal to be paralyzed by fear and uncertainty. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and our capacity to find meaning and purpose in even the most challenging of circumstances. Despair, for Kierkegaard, wasn't merely an emotion. It was an existential state of being. He believed every human being experiences it, whether they acknowledge it or not. We are finite creatures, flung into an infinite universe. We crave purpose and meaning, yet the universe offers no guarantees. This dissonance, this gap between our yearning for the eternal and our fleeting existence, breeds despair. Kierkegaard called it a sickness unto death because it eats away at our being, our will to live authentically. We become like shadows, going through the motions, forever haunted by a sense of emptiness. This despair, however, is not meant to destroy us. It is a crucible, a refining fire. It is in confronting our own nothingness that we begin to confront the possibility of something more. The existential burden, as Kierkegaard saw it, stems partly from the overwhelming burden of freedom and choice. We are condemned to be free, to make choices that shape our destiny with no preordained script, no divine blueprint to follow. This freedom, exhilarating as it may seem, is a double-edged sword, cutting both ways. It brings with it a crushing responsibility that we cannot escape. Every decision we make, every path we choose, is a rejection of countless others, unseen and unknown. And with each choice, the weight of the unchosen bears down upon us heavily. This is the paradox of freedom, a complex and intricate dilemma. It offers infinite possibilities, yet each possibility comes with the weight of its own non-being and potential loss. This is the tyranny of choice, the existential anxiety of living in a world where we are the sole authors of our own meaning and purpose. So how do we escape this despair? How do we find a way out of the darkness that seems to envelop us? The feeling of being lost, of being alone in a crowded world, can be overwhelming. It can feel like there is no way out, no path forward. How do we navigate the terrifying freedom of existence? The vast expanse of possibilities can be paralyzing. The choices we make, the paths we take, all seem to lead to more questions, more uncertainties. It is in this space of uncertainty that we must find our way. Kierkegaard's answer is as radical as it is unsettling: the leap of faith. This concept challenges us to move beyond the confines of rational thought, to embrace something greater, something that cannot be fully understood or explained. This leap is not a blind leap into delusion or religious dogma. It is not about abandoning reason or logic. Instead, it is about recognizing the limitations of our understanding and being willing to step into the unknown. It is not a rejection of reason. Rather, it is an acknowledgement that reason alone cannot provide all the answers. There are truths that lie beyond the reach of empirical evidence, truths that can only be grasped through a different kind of understanding. Instead, it's a recognition that some truths, the most profound truths, lie beyond the grasp of logic and empirical evidence. These truths require a different approach, a willingness to embrace the mystery and uncertainty of life. It is a leap into the embrace of uncertainty, a step into the unknown where we must rely on something other than our intellect. It is about trusting in the process, in the journey, even when the destination is unclear. A commitment made not despite the lack of proof, but because of it. This commitment requires courage, a willingness to face the unknown with an open heart and mind. The leap of faith is a terrifying and exhilarating prospect. It is a journey that takes us beyond the familiar, beyond the safe confines of what we know, into a realm of infinite possibilities. It requires us to relinquish our need for absolute certainty, to let go of the safety nets we have built around ourselves. It is about embracing the unknown, with all its risks and rewards, to embrace the unknown with open arms. This act of surrender is not a sign of weakness, but of strength. It is a testament to our ability to trust in something greater than ourselves. It is in this surrender, in this willingness to let go, that we find true freedom. It is in the leap, in the act of faith, that we discover our true selves. In this leap, that Kierkegaard believed we could find true freedom, true meaning. It is a journey that requires courage, faith, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. But it is a journey that promises profound rewards, a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. To illustrate the leap of faith, Kierkegaard points to the biblical story of Abraham. Commanded by God to sacrifice his son Isaac, Abraham is faced with an impossible choice. To obey God is to commit an unthinkable act. To disobey is to defy the divine. Abraham's agony is the agony of every human being facing the abyss. He has no logical reason to trust God's command, yet he chooses to believe, to have faith in the face of the absurd. He makes the leap. Kierkegaard doesn't celebrate the act itself, but the impossible choice, the leap of faith that underpinned it. Abraham's story is a testament to the human capacity to believe, to trust in something beyond reason, to find meaning in the face of the absurd. Kierkegaard believed that our journey through despair is not linear. He outlined 3 stages of life, each representing a different mode of being: the aesthetic, the ethical, and the religious. The aesthetic life is characterized by pleasure-seeking, sensory experience, and the pursuit of novelty. It is a life lived on the surface, avoiding commitment and responsibility. The ethical stage represents a step towards self-awareness and moral responsibility. We choose values, make commitments, and strive to live in accordance with a moral code. However, it is in the religious stage that Kierkegaard saw the true potential for transcending despair. This stage is not about blind adherence to religious dogma. It is about the individual's personal relationship with the divine, a leap of faith into the arms of the unknown. Kierkegaard's philosophy is not for the faint of heart. It demands a deep introspection, a willingness to face the darkest corners of our psyche. It is a call to confront the abyss, to acknowledge the despair that lurks within us all. This abyss is not just an external void, but an internal chasm that challenges our very existence. It is a challenge to embrace our freedom, to bear the weight of our choices, and to find meaning in a seemingly meaningless world. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, we often lose sight of this freedom, becoming prisoners of routine and societal expectations. The leap of faith is not a comfortable solution. It is not a simple answer to our existential questions, but a profound act of trust in the unknown. It is a terrifying act of courage, a surrender to something bigger than ourselves. This surrender is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to our strength and resilience. But it is in this surrender, in this embrace of the unknown, that we discover the true meaning of existence. It is in the moments of uncertainty that we find our true selves, stripped of pretense and illusion. So, I leave you with this: dare to stare into the abyss. Dare to question, to seek, and to confront the fears that hold you back. Dare to confront your own despair. In doing so, you will find a strength you never knew you had, a resilience that will carry you through the darkest times. And dare, above all, to make the leap. This leap is not just a physical act, but a spiritual journey, a commitment to living authentically and fully. For it is in the leap, in the embrace of uncertainty, that we truly become. It is in these moments of vulnerability and courage that we find our true purpose and meaning in life.